Hello everyone, what's going on out there? Spotlight Faithful, it's your main man Tommy on the spot. Welcome to today's edition of the Wrestling Drive. Today is Tuesday, September the 5th. We're already in September, the last quarter of 2017. It's pretty crazy stuff. Hope everyone is had a very good Labor Day weekend. Hope everyone had a very good summer, as now the summer has gone away, and pretty soon I'll be decked out in a costume for Halloween. Well, probably not on the Wrestling Drive. I mean, it's bad enough we film ourselves chatting about pro wrestling. Filming ourselves chatting about pro wrestling in costume might be a bit much. But I do hope everyone, on the real, had a very good summer. Summer's a good time, and hope you guys enjoyed. One thing I did enjoy actually quite a bit was last night's edition of Monday Night Raw. You knew going in it wasn't going to be anything completely earth-shattering. You knew it wasn't going to be anything that you really had to be tuned into for a couple of reasons. One, it's on Labor Day, so you knew they weren't going to pull out all the stops, knowing that a lot of folks were out doing things for Labor Day. A lot of folks were out doing barbecues. We actually did have a family barbecue, and then piled back in the house and had Raw kind of on in the background, and then I went back and kind of watched some of the stuff there. To me, that's when Raw's at its best. I know a lot of folks right now are a little bummed about the fact that they announced that Raw will be live on Christmas Day this year as well as New Year's Day. But you got to realize that for some folks, wrestling's a big deal, and for some folks, obviously it sucks for the men and women who, wrestle and who perform for WWE, that now they have to be on the road, I guess, for the holidays, but recognize that for a lot of folks, not everyone celebrates the holidays, or if you do celebrate the holidays, maybe you want a little wrestling out there. For example, on Christmas Day and on Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving Day, a lot of times football's played, a lot of times basketball's played. And so why not have a little bit of live wrestling to look forward to for the folks who either aren't celebrating or maybe who just, there's going to be a lot of people, I'll tell you right now, there'll be a lot of people who'll be gathered around Christmas dinner at around 4 p.m. with the idea of, and now we're all going to head down as a family down to the wrestling. And that's pretty cool. So at the end of the day, yes, it does suck, again, for the folks that work there, but I like a little wrestling on the holiday, and I think some folks would agree with that. I bet it's a sellout or close to it. The live Christmas Day Raw, and I thought last night's Labor Day Raw, if you watch that show, there's a lot of folks who were amped up. People were really into that show. Whether it be, Jeff Hardy versus The Miz, people were into John Cena versus Jason Jordan, people were going nuts for. This is awesome chance during that match. This is awesome chance during the main event, the cage match. People were super stoked, and a hot crowd always makes the difference, and last night delivered in a really big way. Kudos to that live crowd, and I thought it was overall a really strong episode of Raw. Obviously, the biggest thing to come out of Raw was the cage match between Braun Stroman and The Big Show, and they've done a good job. Right now, I think Braun Stroman and his star, you could really kind of attribute that to a couple different things. Obviously, Roman Reigns, obviously Brock Lesnar, but before we even got there, guys like Sami Zayn and The Big Show did a lot for Braun Stroman to really make him seem like a really big deal. And last night, who knows with Big Show? He first off, Big Show busted his ass. Big Show was up there doing elbow drops off the top rope. Are you kidding me? And doing them really well. Like, it was pretty nuts. And obviously took a hellacious bump coming out of the cage at the end of the show. Braun Strowman with the power slam, a little British Bulldog-esque finish that he's currently using, and takes the Big Show out of the cage. And you gotta wonder if maybe this is just speculation, but maybe last night was the last we see of the Big Show. It would kind of be coming full circle for him. Obviously, he debuted in a cage match at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre back in 1999. So who's to say, over 18 years later, maybe he gets, kind of symbolically thrown out of the cage as a way to kind of put a bookend on a great career. And I'll tell you, when he goes, guys, there's not going to be another Big Show. Like, he's one of a kind, and I think that a lot of us probably didn't appreciate what we had in Big Show while he was around. Obviously, he's told the stories a couple of times of people chanting, "Please retire." Once he does, that's a big gap and a big void that is going to be hard to fill. So, although Big Show busted his ass yesterday, I could watch Strowman and Big Show go at it all day, every day. These guys are a lot of fun. Two big bulls going at it. I believe, as the late, great Gorilla Monsoon would say, the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Great stuff last night. A strong main event. And they did that, and they built it up over time, especially the last time building up the, oh, we're going to get a chance. Okay, he tells me to stop, and then he tells me to go. What are we doing, guys? Brooklyn, I love you. In any event, they did a great job in building that main event up by having the ring break the last time, by having matches in the past where these guys went at it and never really, they may have had Strowman beat Big Show, but never completely decimate him. So now when he did, it means a lot. So, a really strong show. I enjoyed the beginning as well with Jason Jordan going out there. Here's the thing with Jason Jordan. A lot of people were down on this guy from the Kurt Angle storyline because, well, he's not really a son, right? And it built up as this big, big story, and the reveal was Jason Jordan, who I personally really like and have for a long time in NXT, but maybe some people were a little let down by that. I think this guy's going to be just fine, though. I think people are really starting to turn back on his side, and it's based on the fact that the guy is awesome in the ring. He's really, really good in the ring. I thought him and Cena had a really good match. I mean, how hard could it be to have a good match with Cena? But I thought they had a good match. And this is now the second straight week. I thought he showed a lot of fire in that Battle Royal, specifically down towards the end when he eliminated both members of the Miz Taraj. Crowd's going nuts for him then. So I think Jason Jordan's going to be just fine. And I think Chad Gable is also going to be just fine, especially with the new team with Shelton Benjamin. So I thought that was a good showing again from Jason Jordan yesterday. And I thought that the build between John Cena and Roman Reigns, this is a real big deal. I even had someone at work just a little while ago come over to me and say, hey, is this the first time those guys are fighting? Is this the first time these guys are really going at it? And it is, and it's being presented as a big deal. That No Mercy show is really being pumped up right now to have a lot of stuff going on and to really be a must-see show. It's almost as if they're taking these shows right now like a No Mercy. Like the show where they had Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. The B-level shows, they're building those up as shows that they know they need to kind of promote the bigger matches on because SummerSlam's going to sell. WrestleMania is going to sell. Yes, you need big matches on those shows too, but a show like now No Mercy where you've got Braun Stroman versus Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns versus John Cena, I mean, who's not going to be sitting in front of the TV on September 24th? Right at that moment to see those two big matches and to see the rest of the card that continues to take shape as it did last night. The other thing I want to touch on, really loved seeing Jeff Hardy in a singles match last night, and that is not a knock on Matt. Matt's awesome as well, and I think both those guys, as they continue on, whether they decide to be a team or whether they decide to continue to do their thing in singles competition, I think it'll be, it's great to see the Hardys back in WWE. Jeff Hardy specifically is still young enough to where I think he could potentially go for either an Intercontinental title or a World title. And now that Matt Hardy has instituted some of the Broken character into his character, I think they can really get a lot out of both those guys in a single capacity. So a really strong episode of Raw. Really looking forward to SmackDown tonight. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Randy Orton. I mean, are you kidding me? Should be awesome. Both just good stuff all around. So looking forward to that, and we will take a look at it all tomorrow. We'll be back on thedailyspotlight.com and on the Wrestling Drive YouTube page, taking a look at all things SmackDown tomorrow. Until then, everyone, though, please do have a very good day, and we'll talk again real soon. Until next time, this has been Tommy on the Spot. You take care. You be well.